In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission.
Mikey, what are you doing?
I'm doing the thing for the podcast.
It's not that hard, bud.
Dude, just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends podcast.
Can we take a minute to talk about Negroes?
Just right off the bat. That's the leadoff hitter? This is my first show. That's the leadoff hitter? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Look at John.
Uncancelable.
I am way too sober to start an episode like this. Fucking A, boys.
Well, see you later.
I know.
It was fun.
This episode is not brought to you by Warfighter Tobacco.
You
on,
want to
Jess.
count that down again there, buddy?
No, we're fucking
No, I want to get this out of the way right now so that we don't keep drinking and it goes way further down the rabbit hole.
I'm glad you're doing this before the sponsors.
Yep.
That's great.
There is a film coming out. I called Mikey about this the other day.
Yes, he did.
I'm lost in this right
by the
now.
way,
I have no context.
I
I didn't
tried
know
to
either.
call you too.
So maybe I'm glad I didn't answer.
So I saw.
He had to run it by me a few times.
Yeah. So I called Mikey about this and I said it out loud the first time and he just goes like,
It's like,
I'm going to need you to run that all the way back and start it over.
One more time, real clear for me, because
So-
I want to make sure I'm hearing this right.
I was on the wonderful world of the internet, and and the way it works now is like if you watch any sort of video content on the internet, regardless of the platform,
Yeah.
every couple of videos you're going to get hit with an ad.
That's true.
Now the film industry has figured this out,
Yeah.
right? Well, your average film trailer is anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds long, which is about how long any of this video content that we're now consuming on the internet is. Short of like long format YouTube, like this show,
Yeah.
we're on YouTube, we put out videos, but our micro content stuff is short.
Very much, yeah.
So they put out these little things. So I'm scrolling along and this thing hits and it's a movie trailer. And I was like, cool. Looks interesting.
Tell him why.
So it's like 15 seconds long, this trailer. Did you find the trailer, Mike?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So it's like 15 seconds long and it starts off hot, right? Like it starts off with like, there's like flashes of light, magic is happening and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then the title hits. And the title is The American Society of Magical Negroes. And that is the title of this film. And so everything I have said up to this point is nothing more than me explaining the context
I was just about
of this film. Here it is. It is coming out March 22nd of 2024. It is being put out by Focus Pictures.
Aaron, an idealistic young black man who's recruited by veteran agent Roger into the American Society of Magical Negroes. Aaron finds that working for the society, an ancient secret and magical organization dedicated to making white people's lives easier, is the most challenging and unexpected journey of his life.
There you go.
This is like that Bagger Vance kind of thing.
And so this is a real film. I literally, because it was one of those ones like home editing has gotten incredibly good.
Sure.
And there's a lot of very easy VFX stuff that you could do and da-da-da-da-da. The problem is that I'm looking this thing and David Alan Grier is in the trailer.
Yeah, he's the old school guy.
And
Who is a classic fucking amazing comedic actor.
my
The
first
guy's
introduction to
awesome.
him was he was the cop in Jumanji, and I have thought he is hilarious since then.
Oh, dude, I was a fan of his on In Living Color.
Yeah, he's
Back in
fucking
the day,
hilarious.
man. Like,
and
he's
so he's
great.
in the trailer, and I was like, okay, maybe this is like a Key and Peele kind of thing. Maybe there's like some.
Is this like a Sundance?
No, this is Focus Entertainment is putting this out into like the one where their logo is purposely blurry and has the lens and the O,
Yeah.
like Focus Pictures. You've seen their logo in
yeah.
front of films. They are putting this out into major publication through major film like on March 22nd of 2024. And I can't tell if this is a huge step backwards or if this is a sign that the world is healing.
I think the latter, man.
I
think it's a step in the right direction.
Because like it's being written and directed by this Kobe Libby. It's apparently his directorial debut. I went down the rabbit hole looking into this, going like, am I being fucked with this? Or is this like a real deal? So much so that I was like, I've never been on Focus Entertainment's website, but I was on there like looking through all their shit. And I read where this Kobe Libby guy came from and like the whole 9 yards. It is
I don't
entirely.
like the video that's playing on this.
Yeah,
I was like,
we're just not going to bring that up. So we're going to leave that one alone.
I was like, wait a minute.
But it's written and directed by a black man. It is obviously a very black heavy cast.
Sure.
Well,
It's satirical.
It looks hilarious. The official Focus Pictures description is that same description that we just read, except for it says that it is a fresh satirical comedy.
Yeah.
So this is meant to be poking holes in this whole thing.
Well, as soon as I said as soon as I read that
But
their
they are
entire
putting this
goal
out as a
is to
major
make-
title.
is to make white people's lives easier. I was like, brilliant. Like, this is funny.
So,
This is going to be good.
I have been complaining for a long time that Hollywood is not putting out films that are original. That everything they're putting out is either what is called a tentpole movie, so it is meant to create spin-offs, or it's the next in a franchise, or it's just a reboot. Like they just keep rebooting films that have already been fucking made.
They rehash shit constantly. Sure.
This thing is Mel Brooks level trolling.
Yeah.
Like that's
solid.
That is amazing on the push.
And honestly, I hope it's almost a parody of Harry Potter-esque, right? Like they're making fun of Harry Potter kind of thing. I kind of hope that's what it is.
I think it's going to make fun of
like Bagger Vance, Song of the South kind of shit.
Now You See Me? Wasn't that the magic movie where they knock off the casino or whatever?
Yeah,
They're like stage musicians, but it turns out there's an actual like magical society or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it might be make fun of a little bit of that and stuff like that. Like I like a good satirical comedy, but on this show, we said even a couple years ago that Hollywood doesn't have the balls to do something on the Mel Brooks level of saying the shit that everybody's thinking.
That's
and
quite
then
true.
this movie came along. And so
it's a sign. That's why I took the latter, man. I think it's a sign that the world is healing.
And it's so brilliantly done. So, and whoever the person is that is in charge of this marketing is putting it out, and whoever decided to title this fucking film, well, it's this Kobe guy, the guy that wrote it, because he wrote it and is directing it.
Yeah.
He decided on the title of this film. Thank you for allowing me to tell other people about this fucking film, because the looks and the comments I have gotten when I broke people in on, hey, this is what's coming, your face when I brought it up, and you just...
Our cold open today was a little surprising for John.
I should answer my phone.
So, I was.
So we know what Jazz is doing in March of 2024.
March 22nd, 2024. I haven't pre-bought tickets in a long time. But, might have to reserve my seat for this one.
It's gonna be like when Black Panther premiered. Just like everybody's repping fucking Wakanda shit.
But again, that's a tentpole movie. That's hey, let's take this thing that's going to create spinoffs and move this franchise along. It's not really an original story. They borrowed that content from somewhere else.
Sure.
This motherfucker's like, watch this.
Yeah, I love it. Because what the fuck? What the fuck is liberal Hollywood going to say? Well, you're telling me can't call it that? Go ahead, tell him that.
I think it's fucking. I think it's absolutely brilliant.
Did you guys watch Bill Burr's?
I haven't gotten to it yet, so please don't spoil it.
I haven't watched it yet.
I won't spoil it for you.
Okay, I saw a clip of it. I saw the clip where he's going to pick up his kid from his private school, and I saw that clip, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm in!" Like you got me in 60 seconds. Bill Burr's fucking funny though. He has always cracked me up.
Yeah,
so
it's I watched it on a flight, and I was literally like laughing. I had my AirPods in, and I'm laughing, and the guy next to me is like looking, and I'm like, "Oh, you don't want to watch this?"
You tilt the screen away.
Yeah. Right?
Have you seen that podcast with him on it with Mike Tyson?
No.
And Bill Burr's being Bill Burr, and they're sitting there and they're smoking cigars, and Mike Tyson's sitting there, and Bill Burr's like, fuck this, and da-da-da, and Mike Tyson goes like, hey man, what are you so angry at?
Is it Mike Tyson has to calm me down.
Is it really something else out in the world? Or is there something that you have that you can't handle that's making you so angry?
Right.
And Bill Burr's like, fuck you, Mike. You can't be coming at me all fucking like,
what are you, a fucking warrior?
Like,
fuck out of here.
And I'm like, I can't imagine whether I'm on a podcast and we're laughing and I think Mike Tyson's fucking with me or not, looking around going like, fuck you, Mike. And I'll be like, I'm so sorry. I know.
I'd be like, fuck you, Mike. And I'd be out that door.
Yeah, I am so sorry.
I'd say it. I'd have a gun in my hand, but I'd say it.
There better be something for Moose.
Yeah, right? 45.70.
Pay the bills.
Brought to you by warfightertobacco.com.
Well, wait a minute. Is it?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
It is now.
Now that you have context.
It is now.
Yeah, okay.
We needed context before we fucking did that. Use that code FTFO. Score yourself that sweet 15% off. OWellness.us for all those CBD treats and needs. Go over there. Use that code FreedomFriends25. That'll get you a quarter off your order over there. And Icy Tech coolers for those who get it. Go to icytech.com. Use FreedomFriends10. Get you 10% off. Boys, how we doing? We have a guest on the show. We are Sans a Scott,
It's true.
but we are plus a gym. And it's not our normal big gym. It's Beer Jim.
Beer Jim.
Known from Jazz's other show. If you guys have been paying attention, Jazz has his other show, Warhammered, and one of his co-hosts and cohorts on that show is Mr. Jim, of the proprietor of Second Pitch Brewing.
It just
Yeah,
dawned on me.
thank you so much. Appreciate it.
It just dawned on me because of our show
Yeah.
and our professional ties. We're literally professional drinking buddies.
That's true.
Yeah,
It's living the dream. It's the American dream right there.
it is.
You did it. We did it.
No.
There's a lot in America that we have lost. There's a lot from my childhood that I miss and stuff like that.
At least you
Having a
gained
professional,
something.
I feel like that part of the American dream. Like one of the, you think about your childhood and stuff and the stuff that you've lost. Like, when was the last time you played a good game of hide and seek?
Iraq.
You can't anymore. You can't anymore because good players are so hard to find.
Right.
Good game, hide and seek. Yeah.
John got it.
I had one. I'll have to try to think of it, but I had one over the weekend. I'm like, oh, I can fucking save this for Monday.
Every time I get those, I always like forget them, and I'm like, fuck.
I know. That was a good one too.
But yeah, man, thanks for coming on and
Thanks
hanging
for having
out,
me.
dude.
Yeah,
And
appreciate
you
it.
brought us some tasty beer, and you brought me a treat, which I'm going to sample here in a minute. I'm super excited about.
Well, so he brought up our show, but plug your shit.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm the owner of Second Pitch Beer Company here in San Antonio, Texas. We make beer. We make really good beer. You should drink said beer.
It's true. It's true.
End of question. Yeah.
I'm
Next question.
on Hometown Lager, which is an award-winning brew. I understand.
Yeah, a lot of awards.
Yeah.
a lot of
Tell
awards.
us about that, man.
So our
This
Hometown
is-
Lager is our flagship. It's an amber lager. It's considered a California common.
Mm.
So that's a like a steam beer, like Anchor Steam back in the day.
Sure.
They're closed now. Rest in peace, R.I.P. But we won.
Thanks, Japan.
Thanks, Japan. No, seriously. Thank you, Sapporo. But we won this year silver at the World Beer Cup, gold at the GABF, Great American Beer Festival. Last year we won silver at the World Beer Cup, and those two are the two biggest competitions in the world.
That's awesome, man.
So yeah, we've done really, really well with it.
Ain't nothing wrong with silver, brother. Not when
No.
there's a fuck ton of beer out there.
Yeah.
And
No, I'm really proud of. I mean, silver. The World Beer Cup is everybody in the world enters.
Yeah.
So it's not just GABF is great, has a lot of publicity behind it, but that's more of like the consumers one that everyone knows about. GABF World Beer Cup is like this is an industry
It's-
award.
That's for the real
That's for
deal.
us.
That's
Yeah,
for the
that's
guys
for
who
us.
know what they're talking
It's like
about.
the Academy Awards of beer. So like the Academy Awards, if you don't know about that, like you have to be a member of the Academy, which means that you work in the industry.
Right.
And
Yeah.
the industry is voting on those films, and the industry is saying, hey, the industry says you made the best movie this year. And this is how you explain
Yeah,
it to me. Is
exactly.
that the World Beer
You
Cup
got it.
this isn't they open the gates and a bunch of people come in and they put their ticket in the box that they think was best. This is
Right.
people that make beer, sell beer. Like it's
Yeah.
just industry people.
So these are like legit cicerones coming through and sampling
yeah.
beers,
Yeah.
and they're like
Yeah.
like world-renowned cicerones.
no,
that are
it's
like,
not even just sampling beer. There's like a structure to the competition.
Sure.
Like you have like
It's like single elimination.
Is
it's
it like,
single
it's like a
elimination.
bracket?
Yeah.
It's bracket.
No shit.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
like you have so you have 100 and this one we won with a pool of like I think over 250 beers.
Nice.
And it would be like there'll be 5 tables. Everyone has 10 beers. They do them. Then top 3 go from each table. Then it gets narrowed down.
Nice. Well, I know
So-
when Jazz called me earlier and was like, "Hey, Beer Jam's coming on the show." I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." And he's like, "What kind of beer do you want?" I was like, "First off, I want some root beer."
Yeah,
which
I
is,
got you. Don't
Which is
worry.
my special treat that is here,
Mhm.
because you do also brew an amazing root beer, from what I understand.
Yeah,
I've
it's really
never
good.
I've never got a chance to try it, and I'm excited I get to do it in front of the guy who makes it. So I'm actually excited about
It
this.
is like everyone goes crazy about the root beer. It's
Uh,
the easiest shit to make.
And he was like, well, "What kind of beer do
Such-
you want?" And I was like, "Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man.
Yeah.
Hometown.
Yeah.
Like I'll drink that hometown.
Well, I brought
every day,
everything,
man.
so-
Like it's so good. So
Yeah, we're gonna sample a few, but
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
drink everything. Figure I bring everything for everybody.
well, because John and I, we don't drink beer as much as you guys do, right? Like, I
Mhm.
mean, Jazz used to not drink beer, then he owned a beer bar, and now he drinks beer a lot. Right?
I'm like, honestly, I barely drink beer as is. Like once you're around it so much, you just don't even drink it.
It's like being a mechanic,
Right.
right? Like mechanics don't change their own oil.
Yeah.
You know
Nobody
what I
wants to
mean?
go. Nobody wants to bring work home.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I totally get that, man.
So I'm gonna have a couple beers and I saw the whiskey rack over
We're
here.
not short.
yeah,
I-
I'm
so
definitely not sure.
Speaking of whiskey, I didn't want to change the subject, but I had an experience over the weekend that I wanted to share with you guys when it came to whiskey.
Okay.
Right. So I go to the liquor store up there to try to get a nice bottle of booze, and they don't have fuck all. So I go get a bottle of JMO. And I'm like, well,
Is this in Colorado?
yep.
For some context,
Is it
John was in
state or
Colorado.
private out there?
There's private, but
Okay.
there's the liquor store. We just probably went to the wrong one, you know. But so we get there and I'm like, hey guys, I apologize. I'm like, sorry, I don't have anything better. This is all they had over there. And they're like, yeah, we know. And I'm like, okay, cool. At least I'm not just, the asshole. You know what I mean? So we proceed to start having a couple cocktails, right? So I pour Jameson, we're drinking, hanging out. And
No, who were you with?
I was up at 3D Cigars in Colorado Springs for the first event and Pueblo for the second.
Nice.
Amazing store, amazing customers. Like it gives the underground feel, like with that community sense. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So nice.
I love those
But-
shops that feel like walking into Cheers.
Right.
I feel like it's just
It was so funny. So we walked in Saturday at like, I don't know, 12:30. Right. And we got word
Who
that
were you with?
our broker, Brandon, cigar mechanic.
Okay.
And so we got word that there's going to be a group that's going to be down there. We were told potentially 10 to 15 people. They're from about an hour and a half north, and they rented a little party bus to come down. And we're like, cool. So we show up, and there's like a fucking 50-person party bus out front. We open that door, and it was like, wow. And I was just like, what the? I'm like, it's 12:30. I'm like, this didn't start till fucking 5, and I probably won't leave here till midnight. And I'm like, God, it's going to be a long day. I'm like, let's fucking go.
Yeah, right. Fucking nice.
But so I'm drinking. So I have half my glass. I don't know. I probably got an inch and a half Jameson on the rocks in there, right? Oh, no, excuse me, E.H. Taylor.
Oh,
Because one of the guys brought a bottle of E.H. Taylor. And I was like, oh, now I really feel like a dickhead. And he's like, oh, don't worry, man. I'm like, okay, whatever.
do you
So-
remember what color Taylor it was?
It was just the regular. I can't
Oh, the
remember.
brown one.
Yeah.
That one.
But so he poured... So he poured my drink. I drank about half of it, right? It's E.H. Taylor. So my drink is sitting on this like cabinet thing with accessories and shit in it. And I'm talking with a customer and I can line of sight of my drink. You know what I mean? It's like 15 feet away. So Brandon walks out with a bottle of JMO and he just makes direct eye contact with me. And then he just starts to like act like he's pouring. And I'm like, no. And he keeps going. I'm like, no. And he keeps going. I'm like, no. And then he poured it. And I'm like, God damn it. I'm like, that was fucking E.H. Taylor, bro. And then he finished. He's like, sorry. And I'm like, motherfucker.
Whiskey cocktail.
Wow.
So I put a couple ice cubes in it, gave it a couple little swirls, and I took a sip and I was just like, you know what? I'm okay with that.
I'm not mad at it.
You know what's awesome about that story is that we have all of the ingredients to experiment.
I know.
To
That's
test
what I
this
wanted to
experiment.
tell you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
I'm like,
We
this
can try
isn't
that.
that bad.
What'd you get into this weekend, buddy?
Fucking work.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I was at my store for a while on Saturday. Had a great time. We had a great weekend. Bunch of the good. I know this sounds fucking awful, but we all have them. Do you have those customers that like you really like? Like they're just
Yeah.
great to have in your place. Not that I don't appreciate anybody that separates their money from themselves in my store. Like I appreciate every single one of those people.
Absolutely.
But you do have that customer base that is
You got your regulars, your
regulars
road
and,
dogs.
and your familiars and all that kind
Right.
of stuff.
Yeah.
And but we didn't literally my store, and this is not an exaggeration. We had people in the tournament hall, but my main floor, and you guys have all seen my main floor, there was not an open seat in my store.
Yeah.
So, like we had people standing around waiting for a chance to get on a table and stuff like that. So
Fucking A, man.
Good for
busy.
it was really, and it was all those people. Like, and we had a
Nice.
bunch of new people that was just like,
You know what's cool about
you guys need to
those
fucking
people?
come back. Like, you guys are awesome.
Like what's cool about those people is those people don't mind standing around and waiting because they're having a good time and they're adding to the ambiance of the area.
What was
right?
super dope about it was it wasn't. So we had some extra. We have more chairs in the tournament hall, but we don't typically open that.
Yeah.
For kind of public use because it's an event hall and it's hard to keep an eye on it. And
Yeah.
But we have more chairs over there, and so my regulars and stuff were like, we had new people that were coming in that were looking for stuff, and they were like, "Hold on." And they were like, I'm going to go get a chair. And I was like, yeah, go get a chair. So they go over and they get the chair and they come back and they're like squishing people to the sides and they're like setting chairs down. They're like, you're with us. And they were just like, and so it was cool to see that community actually like do the community thing.
Yeah.
and we were busy and we had some extra coverage. So I had somebody on bar and all that kind of stuff. But it was just great because these people were, you know, it was a lot of conversation and a lot of jokes that were going back and forth. One of my play leagues finished up. So we gave out prizes and did some photography and stuff like that. So it was really good. It was and then Sunday, it's that time of year, boys. So yesterday we did some hobbying and then I took a nap and then I got up and all the Christmas boxes came out and
Oh shit!
trees are going up and it's all fucking
Thanksgiving first, man.
Fuck Thanksgiving.
Fuck
If you
that.
need me to put the tree topper on again, let me know.
I got a ladder.
Those of you who've listened to the show for the last few years, you know that Jazz has quite the boner for Christmas.
I do.
He's quite the Christmas enthusiast.
I've not seen this like full up close. But
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
I'm a fan of Yule.
I'm
And,
really
fan of the
forward
Yule
to it.
time.
Yeah.
And even with the new house, I was so excited because we bought the new house and my first
Purely
floor.
based on setting it up for Christmas.
There
right?
was. I'm not gonna lie. We bought that house in May, and there was already discussions going like,
Dude, I was
I could
impressed
fit
when
one
you had
here,
a
there, and the other.
fucking condo. When you had the condo, and
yeah,
fucking,
the setup was
like you
yeah.
would say, I was like, I remember walked in, you had like 4 trees. I
Yeah.
was like, what the fuck, Jazz?
Yeah.
Like, you
And,
know what my favorite thing is no matter what time of year I go to your house, when I take a piss and I wash my hands, it's Christmas soap.
Yep.
And I fucking love that so fucking much,
That's
man.
because so Bath and Body Works will
I actually have a
release,
candle at home for you. I did. I bought one for
Bath
you.
and Body Works will release their Christmas soaps, and every time they release their Christmas soaps, they always do the whole like buy 3 get 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
So I buy like 10 things of fucking hand soap, and then
stocking up on Christmas.
no, I like the way that they have a smell
It
called.
smells amazing.
They have a soap called "Tis the Season," and it's fucking smells incredible.
It's like
all
cinnamon
the
and
time.
clove. It's
Yeah,
fucking
it's
so
wonderful.
good.
Nice.
And so the only thing that changes in my guest bathroom
Like
is
suck my dick, cucumber melon.
I have a really cool like Christmas cage that goes around it. That's like this metallic cage, and then the rest of the time I have a shark. It goes in the shark, and when you pump the shark, it triggers the shark, and it goes bomb bomb. Bomb, bomb. And it makes the Jaws theme song for as long as you're supposed to wash your hands. But I just have this shark.
I need that for my kids.
It's awesome, dude.
Yeah, that's
That's what it's
actually
for.
good.
It's literally for that. And the hilarious thing is now I have that in my guest bathroom. So I know when you go to wash your hands. And
or
you
if you don't.
and if you walk out of my bathroom and I still hear the shark,
You're a fucking
and
disgusting
then I'm
person.
like, you didn't even wash your hands long enough, you
Yeah.
fucking manimal.
Oh my
Like,
God.
well,
it's-
if COVID taught me anything, it's that we were all washing our hands wrong. Like, no,
That's
like,
true.
fucking, like, I remember watching a tutorial on like the CDC put out a tutorial on how to wash your
Yeah.
hands, and I'm watching this and I'm like,
You're like, no shit.
have I been doing this fucking wrong the
it
whole
was
time?
it was a little fucking weird.
It was weird though
because it was like
do
all the, and
this
then it was like
and
now
do
make a
that,
ring
and you got to jerk off
gotta
your thumb.
fucking,
Yeah.
you know, jerk your
Like,
finger.
it
I was
was-
like, what?
I was like, that's just
Look, I'm just gonna steal some of these moves, and it's not for washing my hands.
So
So like,
I'll
this
tell
is-
you what, if I have to wash my hands like that after something I do, more than just my hands are going to need to get washed.
Yeah, 100%. Because either something died,
or something,
or I also need to change the sheets.
or something
Like, it's
really
like-
fun happened.
Yeah, like, that's
But it's not going to be just my hands.
yeah. Either
Yeah.
way, it's
Like
not
I'm going
just
to
my
wash
hands.
something off my soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Fucking
but
A.
yeah, so Sunday, I did some hobby stuff, and then I started putting the trees up and
Yeah. How many trees you got this year?
up right now.
4. I looked at your wife.
No, because there's 2 on the front porch. Where's the other one? Okay, so I'm missing a tree. So I have 4 up so far.
Yeah. So far. Keyword.
Yeah.
So far.
But
Nice.
the new
There's
banisters,
so many he can't keep track
Yeah.
of them all.
Yeah.
and every year too, I look at them. I'm like, I
Like-
know where I could put that.
Like last year, I bought a new tree last year. I bought a it's black with purple lights, and because Haley's fucking emo, and so like
Wow.
we have like a Jack Skellington tree topper and shit. Like,
Oh, sure.
like it's like the Nightmare Before Christmas tree. kind
Yeah,
of thing.
I was explaining my Christmas decoration to him, and
Mhm.
it always people always describe it as the like Norman Rockwell Christmas. Like mine's a very old school.
No, you're
like
very
a
traditional.
very old traditional.
You know,
Yeah.
there's only one person that I know personally that has topped Jazz,
from
and we were
From
all
Noble
there.
Gentlemen? Yeah.
We were all there.
I will
Oh,
I will
yeah,
never be
yeah.
that level.
Lane's house.
Lane
Yeah.
Lane
Oh,
is a
man.
different beast.
Yeah.
He had something.
You can't move.
Do you
in his
remember how
place.
many trees he had?
last count I heard from him was 29.
Yeah, he had like
29
29
Christmas
trees.
trees in his house.
And do you
But-
remember how many Santas were in the house?
His
Because that was
big
I don't
one.
think he can count them.
no, he
Because
knew.
that was the
rat-
riddle.
Yeah, you had
Oh,
to
yeah.
guess correctly, and then you got this super awesome bottle of booze,
Yeah,
and it was something like 280. I can't even remember, but it was insane.
I
Yeah,
know.
you
I
need to
was-
keep
that's
in mind this
crazy.
is also a 6,000 square foot house in the Dominion.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
He's doing all right.
Yeah, he's fine. He can afford the tree.
He's doing
Yeah.
He
fine.
can afford the tree.
but no, we're already putting a list together because the new format of the house and where I need to put stuff, and I don't have enough to cover this, that, and the other. And
It's a bigger house than what you had before.
it's also the layout's a lot different.
Yeah.
So like I have double banisters now and like all this kind of stuff.
Tinsel. You need tinsel.
So no, I need a bunch of the large stuff. But now I have the new loft, and there's definitely space in the loft for me to put a tree. So I think one needs to go there.
Does she need to get away from the camera? Okay.
But yeah, so I started decorating, and Caitlin made me cookies, and I drank hot cocoa, and I watched the new season of the Santa Claus and started putting trees up. And
Fucking idea.
Jesus.
yeah,
Tis the
You
season,
did it.
man. Tis
dude,
the
I
season.
get 6 weeks.
It's like his favorite
It's
time
my
of year, bro.
thing,
Don't good
man.
for you. Yeah.
He doesn't give a fuck about fall, Christmas, all that basic bullshit, or he doesn't give a fuck about fall, spring, any of
No.
that shit.
I
No,
get 6
So-
weeks.
Christmas time's his shit.
Let's talk about this because this is the right season to talk about this. Do you have a date set that you put your start decorating for Christmas?
So I like about 6 weeks of my house being decorated.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the reason being is that the time it takes me to decorate my house the way I like it,
It's a solid week.
it's right. It takes me days to do it. And so I like about 6 weeks of it being decorated. And so a lot of it will fall on whatever weekend where I have the time to get the big lift done. So like my tree is large,
It's a big tree.
and
It's like
I'm not one of those
a
ones.
3-piece, right?
It's 4.
4-piece.
And then you have to link it all appropriately inside to get it all
Yeah.
lit and all that kind of stuff. And I'm one of those people that sits there and I go through every branch on the tree and
Fluff
I
everything
fluff
out,
everything
yeah.
back out and make sure it all
He's a good
lays right.
fluffer. He's a real
really
good
good.
fluffer.
He's
really
Yeah.
good.
I spent
I know.
I spent 2.5 hours last night on the one that's just in my library.
Just
It's not even my
fluffing.
main tree. Just getting just
Fucking
fluffing the shit out of that
10
rod.
out of 10 would
Yeah,
recommend.
yeah. And so it takes time, and because it takes time, it's one of those I want it decorated. I want a long enough period of time where it's decorated, where I don't feel like I'm wasting my time putting it out because then
Right.
I have to take it back down. So it's
That
not
makes
like
sense,
it's
yeah.
not a date. It's more of I look at the like kind of 6 week window
Yeah.
and go like, okay, what's the first open day I have to do the big lift? Because the big lift is getting it all out, getting all the trees out, and then my big items.
When
Right.
do you take it down?
Yeah, that's always the big question.
First week of January, I'll start
Really?
breaking it all down.
First week. huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So-
it'll stay up through the new year, and
Because
then,
a lot
and then
of
I'll
people,
start breaking it all
because
down.
there was, I read a thing where a lot of people wait till Super Bowl Sunday, and I
Yeah,
was
but
like,
see, you have to give a fuck about Super
I think
Bowl.
last year I waited
That's
till
a long.
like
That's a long time.
it's like because it's February now.
Yeah.
It used to be in January. The 9/11 happened, and it pushed the fucking season, right?
Yeah,
So
if you say so, I'm gonna say yeah.
and so like well, I don't know if that's why they pushed the season. It just happened to be that time.
It's
is
the
when they
reason
pushed
now. I'm
season.
into it.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. That's what I've been going with the last 23 years.
Love it.
Fuck
That's
it.
what I'm telling you.
Yeah, I like
um,
it. Christmas season's kind of my jam. I mean, because I also throw my big dinner party thing on Christmas Day where
Yep.
everybody comes over, and
That's right.
John's come the last couple years.
Yep.
And it's what 25, 30 people on average that
Yeah.
come. Like
I'll be so I don't know if I'm going to put a Christmas tree up this year because I'm not going to be here for Christmas.
yeah, because you're
I'm going to Arizona.
Yeah,
So now I'm going to try to figure out if I want to, you know what I mean? Like, do I put one up just to have it up? Just so leading up to Christmas, it feels like Christmas?
well, that's
I mean, I know
kind
you
of
had
the
one
thing is
last
that
year,
just
yeah. I had one
just
up
because
last
you're
year.
not going to be here for the day doesn't mean that you can't.
Right.
but
You
Andrew
can't have it
was here
around the
last
rest
year,
of the
right?
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had 2 trees last year.
Yeah,
So
And one of my trees is like a fucking 14-foot tree.
Yeah, you
This
got a
thing
big
is
one.
massive.
yeah.
we have that high ceiling in
Yeah.
your fucking living room, man.
Yeah.
It's massive.
Well, part of the original plan when I bought this house was that I was going to put it in the foyer because I have that 20-foot foyer.
Yeah,
But then I was like, I'm never in the foyer,
yeah.
and I want to.
Well, 'cause
I want to see my goddamn tree.
That's the thing is you like
Like,
to enjoy your decorations. You like to enjoy.
well,
it.
that and like no ornament goes on my tree, on my main tree. There's not an ornament on there that doesn't have a story behind it.
Nice.
Like
I like
every
that.
single one is a family heirloom, or it's something that Caitlin and I got on a trip, or I
Right.
had it as a child.
Sure, my wife
or,
collects Christmas ornaments.
Does she?
Has since she was a kid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
do-
don't put them out because kids will fuck them up.
Yeah,
So the
I
ones
mean, I do too.
like those are for later when the kids will stop.
I
fucking shit up, but-
essentially collect Christmas ornaments, and there's stuff that people have given me that weren't Christmas ornaments, but they mean something to me, and so they go in my Christmas ornament, so they're on my tree.
Yeah,
because that tree acts as almost like a scrapbook. Like I have a memory assigned to like every ornament that's on there.
that's kind of cool.
Is your tree decorated all the way to the bottom, or is it like a foot and a half up because of the pup?
No, she leaves the tree alone.
Yeah.
It's pretty phenomenal. Yeah,
Yes.
she leaves the tree alone.
Usually
so,
it's the tail.
Yeah,
now I don't put anything breakable
Yeah.
low on the tree, but that's for a couple of reasons. That's like when you start putting gifts underneath it, you pull one out, you hit a branch, a fucking ornament goes flying, stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like all my breakable stuff goes higher. But
Do you,
I mean,
do you ever do the Dickens on Main thing in Bernie?
I've been to it once. Yeah.
You've been to it?
It's pretty cool. They shut the town down and stuff for it. It's pretty neat.
I like it.
But my favorite Christmas
next time
store
you
out
go
in
there,
Fredericksburg actually shut
There's
down.
one thing you got to try when you go there is the Dickens cider.
There's nothing like a good Dickens cider.
dude,
It
Dickens
is.
cider's right on, man.
It's really good. It's like
It's like the only thing I
Highly
think that's,
recommend.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's
really
really
good.
the Aussies have ever put out that I appreciate.
that's the only reason I go there,
Yeah.
just for the Dickens cider.
Dude, end of a day, a warm Dickens cider.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
about
Especially
as good
when
as
it's like
it
a nice
gets.
chilly afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
Put you right to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Cuddle up underneath the blankets.
I like to put a dick in cider with like a stick inside the Dickens cider.
Oh, like a good cinnamon stick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do like a stick inside of the Dickens cider. It's nice. Don't kink shame me, John.
I'm just making sure we're talking about the same thing. Because there's a company called Dickens and they make a cider.
Yeah. We're talking about the same thing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dickens cider.
Just making sure.
It's far superior to, say, I don't know, Austin E ciders or any of those.
Yeah.
Jim, you ever had a good Dickens cider?
Once in a while.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's good times.
It's a good way to
My
wild.
younger days, I drank a lot of those. But
I almost said it. I can't.
call me
Redacted. Fucking redacted.
Fuck. I had an interesting weekend, boys. I went to Tennessee, and shout out to Patrick Mudge, who is the CEO of Icy Tech Coolers, our sponsor here on the show. He got married this weekend to his lovely bride Tiffany.
Are they related?
They are not, which is surprising for Tennessee.
Way to
No.
buck the tradition.
Yeah.
Like it.
No, they're fucking. It was an amazing time. They had a great time. It was a beautiful wedding, and it's always good. Like when you go to a wedding and like you can just tell that like it's like that's a couple that genuinely fucking loves one another. You
We
know what I
did
mean?
that with at Justin's wedding. We
Yeah.
knew that Justin really loved Abby.
Yeah, I know that Abby didn't give a shit about him, but Justin really gave a fuck. Yeah, like it was the same thing, only both people did it this time. It was nice.
She knows she's settling. All right.
One of you has to. That's
That's a simple fact, bro.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to settle. Caitlin knows this well. Yeah, it was a good time. I go there, open bar, obviously, and the first thing I see is a bottle of Eagle Rare 10 sitting on the top, and I'm like,
Did you just take it?
let me get two of those. And she's like, two, and I was like, yeah, two of those. She's like, well, there's only enough for two. I was like, yeah, just give me that. I was like, so yeah, I took the last of their Eagle
Nice.
Rare. And,
nice.
Speaking of which, I've got to go through the trailer at some point and fucking find my Eagle Rare.
Oh fuck!
Dude, you got-
we still there's everything
Bro,
still in there.
We both have coolers with food in there.
oh
Oh,
no!
And I
You
believe
had
we
coolers
both
with
had
food.
eggs in our coolers.
oh, that's
too.
gross.
Oh no!
Yeah, we're about to have a bat. How much hazmat gear you got sitting around?
I haven't.
I got my gas mask at home. You want to borrow it?
just don't crack the eggs.
My
You'll be
vote
okay.
is that because they're sealed.
The cooler just
We pick the coolers up, we walk to the dumpster and just.
Our cooler has whiskey.
Oh shit! We have to open one.
good luck. I don't know what's in mine, but clearly I haven't needed it since. So
Everything's gone.
I might just go get a new cooler.
That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah,
fuck.
but I've
I
got
got
two.
a discount code for you if you wanted to go.
I've got 2 bottles of Eagle Rare 10 somewhere in that trailer,
Yeah,
Hopefully.
yeah.
and 2 bottles of E.H. Taylor.
Yeah.
I believe you got a big bottle of
No, it's right there.
Weller.
No, the one I mixed. Fuck was it?
I don't know. I didn't
What?
make the shit.
I don't
Makers.
remember. It was Makers.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to fucking.
There's a bunch of booze in there.
You got to
that's-
handle a
yeah,
Makers.
that I
in there
need to go.
too.
restock my bar with.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyways.
what am I drinking?
Drinking the double problem, Belgian style double.
Yeah, I believe you
Beautiful
are
beer.
too, John.
Yep.
Thoughts?
What do you think of it?
It's good.
He actually lived in Belgium for
I
a
did.
while.
Did you?
I did. And the beer over there is fucking insane.
Oh, fantastic.
One of my
That's-
favorite things to do is they do like beer tours, but you're not walking into like full blown like Coors, Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah. One of those like kind of
You're
real
going to-
manicured.
You're going to monasteries and they're monks, or there's like,
Yeah. Somebody's blessing something. You're just like, oh shit.
And the beer is fucking, it's so good.
I'm really excited about this. You want some?
Yes,
Mikey's
please.
about to have an experience.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try some of this. Well, thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
I enjoy it. It's nice. Yeah, that's the root beer. It's called Old Lou's root beer, named after my old brewer. 100% cane sugar, just sweet and good.
Fucking A.
Fucking A.
Now, do you know why I'm sold out all the time?
Yeah.
I
Well,
get
so
it.
it's because it's 3 ingredient.
Yeah, it's like sugar. It's the
It's
it's the sugar, water, and then also like the syrup and like the flavors that you need to do.
Sarsaparilla.
Sarsaparilla and stuff like that. But that's
Fucking
it. Like it's
good.
nothing fancy about it. It takes about like a quarter of a day to make it,
Yeah.
if that.
What's
It's nothing.
What's really cool
It's
about
fucking wonderful.
so that
Yeah.
root beer is fantastic because it is so simple, because it's done right.
Yeah,
and
they're
it's
not
simple.
trying too hard.
His whole brewery is kind of set up on that concept. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
For those of you that listen to Warhammered and have
Oh
heard
my
me go
God.
on about second pitch,
Yeah.
I legitimately like his brewery. It's why we became friends.
Yeah.
He made a solid product. But we've had long conversations about his methodology on approaching beer.
Yeah.
And his whole method is like, there isn't new beer. Like nobody's coming up with a
Right.
new
Yeah. Don't reinvent the wheels.
thing
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
all the styles are out there, and most of these styles that everybody's trying to like, I can make it better. It's 500 years old. You're not making this better.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
it's
Yeah.
been figured the fuck out.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
the
they did it.
Egyptians figured this one out.
Yeah,
They
like-
did it already. I don't need to
So-
remake it. And if you try to remake it and try to add your own, I think the biggest problem with people who do craft stuff like that is they always try to make their own spin or put their like mark of a like stamp on it. And it's like, you don't have to be that fucking egotistical.
Yeah.
Just make it right, make it good, and then serve it to people.
What's interesting about
Yeah.
it is that so your method and like Warfighter Tobacco's method, it's very much the same. Where it's not, we're not going to reinvent the wheel. We're not trying to come up with a shape that nobody's ever fucking seen. We're not trying to do any of this kind of stuff. We are going to take stuff that we're going to take. It's just going to be fucking good. We don't need to make something that is. You don't have to work at
Right.
it. You don't have to whatever. It's
Yeah.
just it's fucking good. And it's fucking consistent. Every time you pick it up, you know exactly what the fuck you're getting. And
Yeah.
anytime a change is ever made, he was looking at something and went, if I just tweaked this by 5%,
I can make it
I'm going to
slightly
get
better.
slightly closer to the perfect
Yeah.
version of what I want. And it's
Yeah.
a lot of the, I'm very lucky that I'm friends with guys that control the manufacture of things because they dial it in, and I get to have those conversations with these guys when they're working on it.
Right.
And so a lot of the methodology between your company and their company, it's almost identical.
Yeah,
it's
like that's when you're doing a craft
if it ain't
business.
if it ain't broke, don't fucking
Yeah.
fix it. And there's no point in trying to reinvent it. A lot of these crafts are too old. There's no real room for. There's a lot of room for fucking it up,
But
but there's not a lot of room
Right.
to
When
do
you-
something new.
when you start trying to recreate the shit and you try, you're essentially you're taking away from the quality of the product to get something that draws attention.
Mhm.
And it might work for a little bit. But then how many times do you have to do that with every product you have? And then it just
Yeah, you
turns
gotta feed
into
the
like,
beast.
okay,
Well,
now
then
that
you're-
it's just a gimmick.
You're a gimmick company.
That's it.
And so that's why it's my opinion why Hometown has so many awards on it now at this point is you didn't try to do this whole like, oh, well, it's goldfish cracker and donut stout. Like it's just fucking.
Yeah, right. What was the text I sent you? The
I asked him
toaster
about
strudel.
I asked him about another one. He's like about another brewery because they dropped a card off and they're like, we really think we'd be a good fit. And I was like, what do you know about these people? And it's one of the perks of having a really good friend that's in the industry. And it's like, I've never heard of these people. What
Right.
do you know? And he was like, it's really good if you want toaster strudel lemonade ale. But if,
style,
if that's not what you're looking for, then
it's not. Yeah,
and
they're not going to do
the thing
it.
with Hometown when I gave you the first one, and I was like, look, it's just fucking good beer. Like I don't have paragraphs to give you about this.
Yeah.
Like it's a really good amber lager. And then I gave you that first pint of it, and you drank it, and you were like, "Fuck me, this is just." I was
Yeah,
like,
it's good.
"Yeah, it's just good beer."
It's just
Like,
good beer. Yeah.
And I
And-
also really believe that beer is the beverage of the masses. Like the best beer you can get in the world. Like if you compare it to the other spirits and alcohols out there, the best beer in the world is going to cost you max $60, $80. Best whiskey in the world, thousands. Best
Thousands.
wine in the world, you're looking at another hundreds of thousands.
Jameson
dollars.
is $23.
Yeah. But it's like it's nice because you can have the
That's my
best
favorite
quality
wine.
in the world and not bust your nut on it.
It's true. And the neat thing about being like in your world as opposed to the difference between like the tobacco world and the craft beer world is that if he gets a wild hair up his ass and goes like, I'm going to make 6 kegs of this fucking beer because I fucking can.
Because fuck you,
Like,
that's why.
you can do it.
Yeah.
And then, and you brew it 3 weeks later, you have the beer, you serve it, it runs out. And it's like, oh, do you have any more of that? Nope.
No,
And
that's
there's
not
not
the-
going to
yep.
be.
That's
Yeah,
like
it's
That's that.
That's like Sam Adams' Utopias, right?
overrated
they've
as
done
fuck.
it. Yeah, but they've done it every year.
I'll say it right here. Overrated as fuck. By the
Well, I
way,
agree.
if you've never had the chance to see a Utopia opened, I know it looks like that crazy fucking that it looks like a still.
The
like it's got
wacky
that
bottle. Yeah.
that when you open that and you look at it, what you realize is that is actually a beer bottle inside of it and all of that thing around it. It's like a Lay's bag of potato chips. That is empty fucking air. You
Yeah.
do not get that much beer.
No, it's just a
It
bottle
is
of beer.
12 ounces of beer.
Yeah, it's just a bottle of beer.
For like
I'm like-
$100.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I'm like,
Yeah.
speaking of gimmicks,
Yeah, yeah. But what's the fucking percentage on that though? It's something fucking batshit. It's like
I don't know.
All right, I
It's
think
like,
you're thinking about delirium.
it's
no,
higher
no.
than delirium.
It's
'Cause
Utopia is one of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
then-
yeah,
Utopia's up
Utopia, I think technically Utopia is classified as a fortified wine.
Yeah,
there. I think
I
it's,
don't think it's
a
actually
brandy
a-
wine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, once you break
It's a barley wine.
Or
I think
but,
once you
yeah.
break-
barley wine.
19%, you
Yeah.
have to be classified as a fortified wine.
I think,
Yeah.
I think they're like 23,
28%.
28%.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say it. It's not good.
Yeah.
Not for what they charge.
And then they have
No.
Brewdog did Thermal Nuclear Penguin. And that one beat
That was the
one.
strongest one in the world, right?
Yeah.
But when you ordered it, you only got like 2 ounces of it. Or
Yeah,
some
and it was
shit.
in it was
Yeah.
in a the bottle was a taxidermied squirrel.
Yeah.
No joke.
All right. Well, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's
so
funny.
I'd be into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
know
then
when I worked at Americana in Baltimore, we had like fucking 40 taps, all craft beers, right?
Yeah.
We used to get this one barley wine, Mad Elf.
Mm-hmm.
Holy fuck.
Knock you out.
Dude, well, dude, I would have to replace the lines
Oh, it was like that.
because it would make the rest of the beer. If I put another beer on that line,
It would just
whether-
taste the same way.
It just fucking ruined it, man. And it
Well,
was
that's
just
what's happening with all
holy
those
shit, dude.
with all those
Like,
gimmick beers that you were talking about. Like those slushy beers or pastry stouts as they're called. You have to like completely change your lines and
Yeah.
everything, or else it's gonna taste like bourbon,
Well, aren't
bacon,
we-
maple syrup
It
for the
would
rest of your life.
it would
we're hitting
fuck
the
up
end
shit.
of Crisis, aren't we?
We're getting close to the end. Yeah.
So I already know when that cycles out, I have an entire line in my tap that's going to have to be ripped out. I
Yeah.
can't clean it. Like it
No.
just has to
Yeah,
get
it just
ripped
is
out
what
and
it is.
replaced.
Yeah.
That one you might be able to clean.
Because Second Pitch was super awesome. I've talked about it on the show, but they made a beer for my place.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about a beer that'll put your dick in the dirt.
Well, slap your
14%.
pee-pee.
That'll do it.
It's 14%.
It's 14%. We've got the paperwork to prove it.
It's not more than that.
It's never been more.
Fuck
I
you,
don't know what
TBC.
you're talking about.
Have you had it?
No.
You have.
Yep.
I should have brought it.
It's tasty.
It tastes good,
It is pretty good.
but you don't need much of it.
It's dangerous. It's sweeter than fuck.
It's super sweet.
Like it's almost drinking like syrup. But
those
it's
of you
like,
that haven't had
but
it,
I'm
we
a New
did-
Englander, so I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
We designed it to taste like Biscoff cookies.
Hi there.
So it tastes like Biscoff
I have a visitor here.
cookie. Yeah, that's my puppy is in attendance today,
Yeah.
and
We got all the puppies.
the
today.
problem is that she's like an almost 80-pound puppy at this point, and
Yeah.
it's she's getting thick though. Look at that fat neck.
Yeah, dude. She
Yeah.
got some thickums.
She's a cutie
Yeah.
pie.
She's
And,
a sweet
She's a
baby.
good dog.
She's great.
So I'm not gonna lie, this combo right here is fucking doing it for me.
Yeah.
Oh, the double and scar.
The double in the crow is.
Well, Samantha,
Let me
Paige
tell
wants
you-
to do that cigar and beer pairing.
I know that's the one I want to talk to
Yeah,
about
let's
it.
do it.
Yeah.
See?
I'm in.
I'm in. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just said,
It's too
let's do
easy.
it. I'm in.
And that is how business is done.
Yeah.
ladies and
Business.
gents.
Wait,
Literally-
hold on. We got to do this too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, now we're doing it.
It's official. No,
In
we're really
Texas,
excited.
it's legally binding.
Yeah. So Paige, who's fucking awesome. You guys all met her. She was at the wedding. She's one of Caitlin's bridesmaids.
One of the bridesmaids. Yeah.
She's fantastic. We're very lucky to call her a friend.
Her old man's a good dude. I like that
with
guy.
his cute little vest.
Dude, I like that guy though. He's fucking funny.
I feel like I teased him too much for that thing, and now he doesn't wear it.
Yeah. No, he definitely does. Should ask him about his juggalo tattoo.
So
No.
yeah, he's got a juggalo tattoo.
Oh,
Yes.
he's lucky as fuck. I did not have that information at the wedding.
Apparently
Fuck
he used
you,
to,
Alex.
apparently he used to hardcore be a juggalo. So
That's
yeah, like he's got the
holy
tattoo and
Tango
everything.
juggalo.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been to an ICP concert?
Yes.
Jesus, no.
I did.
And I laughed
It was
the whole time.
You want to talk about seeing some of the most unique individuals you've ever seen in your
Oh,
life?
the people watching is probably fantastic.
Oh,
This is one of
my
the best things you can do.
fucking
Dude.
God.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild. I had no desire to.
It's
A
like
buddy of
living
mine.
an acid trip. It's fucking,
I love it. I kind of want to do it just as like a sociology experiment.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine in like
That's what I
8th
did.
grade.
Yeah.
8th grade? I think it was 8th grade. Who was a big fucking ICP fan. Because for an 8th grader, the shit that they say on ICP albums
Oh,
is
you learned a lot.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
hardcore, right? And he
Like
he was-
magnets.
It
And-
was a big fucking
Now, this
smelly
was-
ass farm llama. Damn, dog. How you gonna dish your
now this is
mama?
back when we all used to get together and just listen to music.
Yeah.
Because it's just like,
That's what there
this
was
is
no
what
internet.
you did. Yeah, you just got together.
That's what we had.
The one person had the CD because their parents didn't know they had it.
No,
Yeah.
he got it for a penny on BMG.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
That was the first scam that I ever did. I used to sign up for them.
That was a
and
lot
then
of
they
our
send me the
first
bill,
scams.
and I'd be like, "Mom, look, they sent me a bill." My mom would call and be like, "You know, he's not 18, right?"
Mhm.
And they're like, "Oh, sorry." And so then I just do it again, get more free CDs.
Yep.
But
Hey, mom, take care of this. Bye.
Yep.
after I listened to that album the first time, even in like 8th grade, I was like, yeah, I have no interest in this like at all.
Yeah, I was never into it, man. Never into it.
But
Has a old good old tattoo. I noticed it. I saw it one time and I was just like, no.
He's got a juggalo tattoo. I
But,
cannot wait to see
to
it
go
again.
back to the story, Paige came in one time because she knows a big cigar person. I'd been in the industry for a while and stuff like that. So she came in, she had a notebook and she was like, what do I need to know about cigars to do a tasting? And I was like,
I'd be like, how do you explain to somebody about
yeah,
beer if
yeah, I
they
was
want
like-
to do
yeah,
it?
yeah. And I was like, well, and that's what I told her. I was like, look, you run like beer clinics on like how to learn about beer and you run them in series.
Yeah.
Like you make people come to like several hour seminars for like 4 or 5 sessions to get like the whole thing in.
Yeah.
And that's
I was
what,
like-
and
That's wave top.
Yeah.
Like,
wave
that's-
top level. Yeah.
And I was like, it's going to be the same thing with cigars. Like this isn't something. And I was like, I can give you like base cigar anatomy and kind of like the major growing regions and stuff like that right now. But as far as getting into it, like there's no way to do it. And so she was like, well, I'd like to do a tasting or whatever. And I was like, I need to hook you up with Warfighter.
Yeah.
And I was like, so you can handle the beer half, they'll handle the tobacco half. And then
We'll
I said,
figure it out.
Do you want any
and,
more of this?
and,
I'm good, thank you.
and
I'm
one
good,
half of
Dave.
Warfighter,
Well,
one half
they
of
got that one
Warfighter
too.
also knows beer. And
Yeah.
I was like, that's the half that we need to
Right.
to work through.
plug
yeah.
into. And so yeah, I think it'd be really good. I don't know where we'll host it,
Yeah. I don't know.
but
Well, we have to hook up with some type of shop or something around here. At least a shop that can do.
You're a fan, Dave? Dave's a fan. Dave's a root beer connoisseur.
Is he?
Yes.
How do you do? How did it do?
He's
He said that'll work.
smiling and giving me a
Okay,
thumbs
good.
up. Yeah.
Good.
Because Dave doesn't drink
Yeah. Yeah.
and hasn't famously for quite some time now. Fucking almost 10 years.
Have more than 10
Or
years.
More than 10.
almost 11. He hit 10
The last
last
one
year.
was 10, yeah.
What a good fucking
He-
friend you are.
Yeah, no, I'm a piece of shit. No, he hits 11 in January. And
I almost fought Dave because he thought it'd be really funny to bring in fucking 0 alcohol whiskey.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, what an asshole. What a fucking dick.
I've had that before. It's fucking
So
terrible.
it was 0 alcohol whiskey. And so we were recording and he's like 15 feet away, 20 feet away. And all of a sudden I'm sitting there and I hear Dave go, Jazz. And I look over and he lifts up this fucking rocks glass and there's a bottle sitting between his legs and starts sipping. And I was like, that better be fucking fake. I swear to fucking, I almost came out of my chair.
Yeah. Middle of the show. We were both like, what the fuck?
No.
Stop it. No.
I thought I was going to have to spear, man. And then
Yeah.
and they were like,
He's
And there was like 3 other people like, it's fake. It's fake. And I was like,
They are
Fight
right,
Dave.
fine.
Speaking of that,
I'm violent because I love you.
my I'm doing
Says every husband ever.
my ram mount is ready to be picked up. The one that I speared.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that means mine should be ready
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
pretty soon.
Yeah.
And then probably.
I
Probably.
mean, these have been ready for like a week and a half now. I just
yeah.
remembered.
Oh, you know what? Actually, it is. He did hit me up. Fuck. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I gotta go pick that up.
So this is the last show before Thanksgiving.
It is.
What are y'all doing?
Haley has some people from her job coming in that we're gonna be hosting. I got some. So actually, I'm glad you brought it up. So I'm looking for a good brine for my turkey, right?
Oh, I'm in. I want to hear this.
I hit up Grill Your Ass Off, right? They make Battleship brine.
Mm-hmm.
So I ordered it, and in the description, I was like, yeah, I need some of Murph's gooch rubbed on it, and
Right.
make sure, I need some of James's secret sauce. What was that email address, Jess?
James at
It's James at grillyourassoff.com.
Yeah.
Please send him any comments, complaints, concerns,
Yes.
compliments,
or just tell him hi.
or random pictures that you may have.
So I get the package, and this is the package that it says. Read the top.
I don't even know what that word means.
I'm not sure either, Jazz.
I don't think. Oh wow! I think we have Jazz's stumped too. Let me ask my friend Google.
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
PROPODOMETER. Propodometer. I'm gonna go with that measures. I'm gonna go with that measures how proud or recessed an item is.
Maybe. But at the top it says anal. This is
It's
fragile.
anal propodometer, and I want to say that probably measures how proud or recessed.
I'm gonna airdrop this to you, Justin. So you
I
have
want to
it.
look it up. I want to know what the fuck this word means.
What's the word again?
Propodometer.
I think he made it up.
I think he did too, because I'm not getting anything.
PROPODO meter.
I think
Prop-
he made it up.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a fake word.
meter. I don't know, but it just says fragile anal propodometer on
going
my
through-
fucking package.
Scrolling through the USPS.
Yes, yeah, just fucking.
Yeah, it's made up.
Well, that's no fun. I thought I was going to learn a new word today.
Yeah.
Gonna learn something fun.
Super silly, man. Super silly. Jazz, I'm sending you something else for other things.
I got it.
Fucking
Anyways,
Cool word though.
yeah.
yeah.
Propodometer.
But so I'm excited.
Rolls
So
off.
Oh, did you look up Urban Dictionary?
I went and got
I
a
didn't.
bucket, like a new bucket,
Not
To-
a used one.
not a used one. Yeah,
No paint in it.
yeah, no paint in that one.
The fact that you need a propodometer and a bucket just goes to show what kind of weekend you're gonna have. That's-
fucking A,
That's great.
fucking A. So, but no, it'll be your traditional stuff, man.
Yeah.
Turkey stovetop, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We've established that in this
Yep.
episode.
Absolutely.
I get to make my homemade stuffing.
Yeah, I do homemade stuffing too. But this year we
John's
don't.
is no joke though.
Yeah.
So I use, and the key to mine is a seasoning,
Okay.
and it's called Bell Seasoning.
Okay.
Bell's
And
good.
it's made in Weymouth, Massachusetts, and you
That
can
sounds
get it on
right.
Amazon. And other than that, you only find it in New England.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, it's fucking
And
delicious.
the only thing that I've ever used it for my entire life is to make stuffing for Thanksgiving.
Really?
I've never used it on anything
I'm gonna
else.
Put it
check
on
this
eggs.
out.
Why?
It's delicious.
I have other stuff to put on eggs.
Also true.
Yeah.
Very true.
This is what I bought. This is what I got.
Speaking of which, grillyourassoff.com/Freedom Friends Podcast. Get you
Yeah.
15% off. That's
Nice.
another. That's another.
Yeah.
That's a fucking sponsor I forgot. Son of a bitch.
It's okay. The card still popped up.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yep. Yeah, I have to cook all the for my in-laws. I cook Thanksgiving for them.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, but I'm smoking a turkey this year.
Spatchcock.
Ooh.
Spatchcock it.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm going to. Yep. And then I'm doing like Haley's doing desserts, dump cakes and such, stuff like that. And should be good. I'm gonna get fat,
Nice.
take an edible, and just fucking eat.
Yeah, it's a good way to do it.
Yep.
I've never deep fried a turkey. I've always wanted to though.
Oh, it's
I
good.
did
Is
it
it
once.
good?
It's delicious.
It is.
It is.
But I don't. But you don't get the stuffing. Like you have to put the stuffing in the bird. That's
Yeah.
my big thing.
I don't do that, man. I just
Yeah.
because especially if I'm a spatchcock it, there's
No,
there's
I
no
do my
there's no,
stuffing in a
there's no
pan.
room.
Best
Yeah.
move I've ever seen was you deep fry the turkey,
Mhm.
and then while the turkey fat's in it, then you deep fry Brussels sprouts
Mm.
in the
Ooh.
turkey fat and everything.
Ooh.
Yeah, it makes it good
Okay.
as fuck.
Fucking A.
Okay.
Like I do have a turkey fryer at home.
I saw.
but
I
haven't
had
used
that
it.
at
It's still in
it
the
was
box.
it was an Island Misfit Toys Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So I was in the cigar industry, and it was required that we be at a shop on Black Friday. It's the company I was with. It was just a work requirement.
That's a weird fucking requirement.
Yeah,
I
that's
couldn't
not-
go home for Thanksgiving, and so I was by myself. And there's a reason I'm divorced, kids. And
And it wasn't Thanksgiving.
but so I got invited over to this place, and it was the dude made of he owned a construction company. He did like windows and cabinets for like all of like the Eastern Seaboard. He owned a company that did like
everybody in the Eastern Seaboard.
It was
like
all the
all of them.
It was all the
Just a
no,
monopoly.
his company.
Damn.
His company was all of the high end neighborhoods. So it was all like the custom cabinetry for all these super like the Hamptons and all of that shit.
He's
He
doing
did
well.
the cabinets for all of that.
did. Yeah,
And
he lives in the Dominion.
no, this was in North Carolina.
He probably still has a house. Then
Yeah.
he doesn't use it.
And
Just
so-
like all those.
but he was one of those ones. He didn't have family anymore. It was him and his wife, and so he did a whole Island of Misfit Toys thing. So if you didn't have somewhere to go,
Yeah.
you went to his place, and he was the one. But he had so many people over. He would do like 6 turkeys. So there was one of like every style you can imagine.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's how he did them. And
That's what
and shit
that's
like
what
that.
Barker does. Like
And that was the first time I ever had the deep fried. Like you fry the turkey first,
yeah.
and then you do the Brussels sprouts after all the turkey fat is
Mhm.
Like-
rendered out in the deep fry.
I was talking to Barker yesterday, and he was like, yeah, man. Last year we had 30 people. I was like, fucking 30 people.
That's a lot.
Holy fuck, man!
Oh,
What are you
man.
running a soup kitchen? He's like, yeah, kind of.
Pretty much.
He's like,
I mean, I do it at Christmas.
well, that's why he does the founders game, the softball game the day
Yeah.
before Thanksgiving. He does that every year so he can be like, hey, while you guys are here, if nobody has a place to go tomorrow, you do
Yeah.
now. You can come to my place. Like,
Yeah.
and his wife Shelby's a fucking amazing cook. So
You going big this year, John?
Not big, but I'm doing a lot for a few amount of people.
That sounds about like how you cook.
My mom and Dan are coming out, and so I'm doing smoked spatchcock turkey. I'm doing a ham, and then all the other mashed potatoes, gravy, stuffing, fucking all.
So
the
forgive
shit.
my ignorance. What's a spatchcock?
It's when you cut the spine
what is
out
that?
of it,
Okay.
when you put it out flat,
yeah,
and so it
yeah.
cooks very, very even,
Yeah.
and so you don't dry it out by trying to get the middle up to temp.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
But you still end up with a nice crispy skin.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's a good way to do it. Yeah,
I
I've
did
seen
it
that.
once. Like I saw a video. This is years ago. I saw a video of it, and I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. And
It
I
works,
did it,
though.
and I ate. I was like,
and you do it on the smoker.
holy fuck! Well, I cut it before.
Thank you. So you're smoking it spatchcocked.
Yeah. Well, so I'll brine it.
Yeah.
Right. For
Right, okay.
24 hours.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then I'll pull it out of the brine, and then I'll cut the spine out.
Right.
And flatten it out, season the shit out of it. I take like 2 sticks of butter and I cut them out in like little tablespoon squares and
Under the
stick them
skin,
underneath
yeah,
the
put 'em on,
skin.
yeah.
Yep.
Same.
Put them in crevices and
And
stuff.
then I fucking pour seasoning down in that shit too and rub it all in. with the
I
butter.
don't do that.
I do.
That's what I do.
Nobody
20
will ever come to my house and be like, "This is a white person's fucking
I
Thanksgiving."
Well,
Fuck
I
you,
do-
all right?
do
seasoning.
24 hours in a brine. Some people just do like 12 or 14.
Yeah.
And I feel like that gets a lot of that brine flavor into the meat.
Yeah.
And then the seasoning, I don't know. I feel like it works. I just don't want the meat to be over seasoned.
Yeah.
That's
No,
the,
yeah, absolutely.
that's the only reason
Yeah.
I don't put it under.
Because you
the
still
skin.
want to taste meat.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I love how turkey tastes like
Right.
once a year.
Yeah, it's like turkey's one of those things where you had it, you're like, all right, I did it.
Yeah,
I'm
not,
good.
not
Okay.
me, man.
Yeah,
I could eat
that's
that.
it.
I could eat Thanksgiving fucking all year round, man. I fucking love that.
Yeah.
I love this food, man.
Do you do
Like,
thanks? Do you do turkey again for Christmas, or you do something
No,
else?
no.
for Christmas?
I usually do like a surf and turf for Christmas.
I
Like
usually
I prefer to
prime
do
rib.
like a.
I don't know if
like
I
a
did,
prime rib roast or something like that.
I don't know
I did a prime rib last year. We had so much left over though, man. I'm probably gonna get tomahawk this year.
I don't know if I'm going
Mhm.
to do prime rib this year. Have you seen the fucking price of the bone in
Fucking
roast?
ridiculous,
It's nuts.
dude.
So I was at Costco like 2 weeks ago, and they had a fucking. I mean, it's decent size.
Mhm.
They're $398. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I heard that the cattle herds are the lowest they've been since like the 70s or something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Well, there was like a huge death rate or whatever because of this summer. They like lost cattle was just dying.
Yeah.
One of my customers,
terrible,
his
man.
family owns a farm, like a small cattle farm,
How's the heat?
and the heat literally was just dropping
Yep,
cows.
just killing
Like
them?
just
Yeah.
their brains were like boiling
They
inside
couldn't,
their
they
skulls.
couldn't stay
Jesus
hydrated
Christ.
enough.
Yeah.
It was so hot.
And so they lost a bunch, and I was like, "What's that going to do?" And they were like, "They're out like 30 grand." And this is a tiny farm,
Yeah.
like I mean, like a little itty bitty farm, and it's a supplementary income. And they were like, but essentially, they're in everything that they would have made from selling cattle. They lost to
There
dead
has
cattle.
to be like some like
They have
supplement coming
insurance
from
and
the-
stuff, but-
Also, the government's probably going to.
but it's no, they're not big enough because they don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't get any
Yeah.
supplements or.
But if they do right, they insure them. It's just like farmers, right? Like I know some guys, they have
Dun,
fields
dun, dun, dun.
that they insure, right? And they make their money off the insurance. They plant every year.
Yeah.
They've never grown a crop in that field, but they insure it. And when harvest season comes around, and they're like, "Hey, time to cut me a check," and the insurance company's like, "Here you go." Next year, same fucking thing. "Hey, didn't grow, cut me a check. Here you go." And I'm like, "They don't catch on," and he's like, "They don't care."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane because the number of farms that are paying into it that are selling the crop off, they're like, yeah, whatever.
Like
You're still paying your monthly premium,
Yeah.
so here you go.
And it's probably more prevalent than I know of.
Yeah.
But you got to think these guys, they'll insure their land in case of like
Came in hot, right?
in case of like a a severe drought or hailstorms.
yeah,
In
yeah.
case some
Act of God shit.
yeah. And but typically other than that, they're like our shit grows. But then you got those guys that are like this one little whatever 40, 100 acres, whatever this is, that it's never grown.
The one where you put all the rock salt on.
I don't know. Like I dove hunted in one of these places, and you could see like they planted,
Yeah.
and just it's not like they were just like full on scam. Like no, we did plant, but nothing grew. No, like they fucking planted, and it's just
Yeah.
it doesn't grow.
What they do is you plant soy, and then when it gets tall enough, you fallow the field and you turn it all under. It's like, oh, we don't know. We did everything. We did it. We fallowed, and then it didn't fucking grow.
Yeah.
That soy trick is actually a trick in tobacco farms.
Huh.
So because tobacco just depletes the soil. I mean, it just rips everything out of the dirt.
Yeah.
And so it's why Cuban quality's fallen off so much. They overfarm the fields there. And so the tobacco it's just lame. You don't get healthy plant because the farms are,
That's
they
why
they overfarm them.
Yeah.
There's no nutrient left. And so the good farms will do things like they'll grow a crop, they'll stock cut it, turn all the stock in, and then they'll plant soy, grow the soy, and then fallow the field with nothing. They'll just turn all the soy back in.
Yeah.
And then leave it and then plant. And then you have all this nutrient that got pumped back into the soil. And that's what the plant can pull.
You can do the same thing with peanuts.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
I guess
That's
it's just
why
a
George
legume
Washington
thing.
Carver came up with all those ideas about peanuts. It was a way to keep the soil from going fallow.
That's awesome.
So that's why, George Washington Carver with all the peanuts and they're like, oh, you make peanut butter and peanut spread and peanut oil and peanut.
I saw a thing
peanut.
the other day that said that it was talking about expiration dates on food and shit like that.
Yeah.
And they were like, expiration
mean the
dates on
suggested?
peanut butter is a lie. It is literally good forever.
Yeah.
It does not go
I
bad.
like when you get a bottle of water and it has an expiration date.
Well, that's like
And
honey.
then my other favorite one is the Himalayan
salt has an
Yeah.
expiration
Yeah,
date.
Right?
on it.
It's like, oh, so my 50,000-year-old salt is going to expire next year?
No.
It's like, what the
Right.
fuck?
What
That's
a
the-
fucking racket.
No, that's the FDA.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make you
100%.
put it
It's not a
Yeah.
racket. It's the FDA is like, oh, you made a consumable. You have to pick an expiration date.
Yeah.
And you can't say
No.
Indefinitely.
year
Yeah.
3000.
Yeah.
Like you can't. Like,
No, it's
because
got to
you
be
could,
within
right?
like 5 years or something.
You could just
Oh
go
my
like, I'm going
God.
to make the expiration date past the point that anybody that would eat it is still alive.
When
It-
Jesus Christ comes back.
Yeah.
That's it.
Speaking
Throw
of
away
the
your
year
Himalayan salt.
3000,
It goes bad at the rapture.
I
Like,
saw-
Like
that's
rapture. Rapture happened.
Just be
The
like,
salt's no good.
February 30th.
I saw this video on social media over the weekend. that had something to do with the year 3000. And it was this chick talking into her cell phone saying, you know what I just realized? It's 2023. That means that people are born this year. They have a good chance of living to the year 3000.
Wow.
No, they don't.
I was like, you
man.
fucking kidding me right now? Like your math doesn't math, lady.
I always love the if you like save a quarter a year, you will get like $1,000. And like, no, you fucking won't. Or a quarter a day, you get like $1,000 bucks. And you're like, no, no, you won't.
Well, that's like the person that did the math on some Fed bill from a couple years ago, and they were like, if they gave this to the entire population would get $23,000, and it was like,
oh, it was like if you took the top 1% fucking billionaires shit and like fucking
no, it was some Fed thing that we sent the
something.
money somewhere, and like everyone would get $23,000, and it was like, okay, we're gonna break this down for you. You get $23.
Yeah.
I
think your decimal point's off, pal.
Yeah, your commas are confused. It's you get
Get that
$23.
Casio, calculator watch. You figure this out real quick.
My favorite ever is Lewis Black, the comedian. We all remember the $600 stimulus check that we got from George W. Bush.
Yep.
So Lewis Black built an entire stand-up routine around it called "Let Them Eat Cake," and he was like, so if you take $600 and you divide it up over a year, that is just enough for you to buy a cupcake a day. This is the equivalent
of let them eat cake.
of let them eat cake.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
What was it? W that did that?
Yeah, that was the first one. First one, at least, that I was old enough that I got a fucking stimulus check.
Yep.
$600 a person. W did it.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, $600.
Granted, I was also real busy during his fucking time in office.
I loved.
You were busy. You were doing some stuff.
I was doing things.
I
Cool.
loved him as president.
I mean, it was so funny to me, dude. It's like, it's the same argument I have about Donald Trump. Like, everybody's so surprised that the rich billionaire from New York is a douchebag. It's like, well,
Yeah.
And it's like they would have the same thing about, well, George Bush is stupid. Yeah, he's a C+ student. Never fucking claimed he wasn't.
Yeah.
All right. The guy was a C+ student.
Yeah.
Just trying to do his best.
You know what I loved about W is that W made me believe that I could be president.
Fucking A, dude. Fucking A.
It was like looking at it, and it was like, because he'd come out and be like, we're going to do everything we can to win this war on terror. Hit. Now watch this drive. And then he just go like 280 yards. And it was like, yep.
I like it when he just be like, these terrorizers.
Yeah. I fucking
Got these
love
terrorizers
it.
out here.
There was one like gaff that he said that was fucking still in common nomenclature.
What, strategery?
Strategery.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. And he was out there and he was like, we're going to win this through perseverance and strategery. And I was like, fuck yeah, we are.
Everyone just kind of stopped for a second. Like, all right, we're in. Yeah, sure. Let's add
The
that.
most motivation I ever had while I was in uniform was underneath W. Like
Dude,
that's
probably true.
oh God.
I remember I was at the
Dude, we were fighting for Yosemite Sam. Like that's fucking
it was like I was in the staff academy in Pendleton when Obama won the election the first time. And we all go into like the fucking classroom the next morning, and you could tell most of us did not give a fuck. We don't care who sits on top, man. Like nobody give a fuck.
Yeah, because we're all getting our orders from him.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so it was like whatever. But like I remember the
civilian that's never like been in military at all is definitely telling everyone what to do.
like the gunny.
My only complaint was that he was a lawyer.
Yeah. That made me more nervous. Fuck. The gunny that was in charge of the school was like, last night something happened and you guys need to be, need to be cognizant of the fact that history happened last night. History happened last night. And I was like, you know what? It wouldn't be history unless people started fucking talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
If you would just stop acknowledging the racial fucking tones of the whole thing, nobody would give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know
Unless he
what
was
I mean?
magical.
Like, yeah.
Oh my.
Apparently.
Are we bringing it back to the beginning right there? Was that a callback?
Is
that a callback joke? I love
that
it.
is full circle,
That
man.
was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Good job.
We do that.
He was part of what?
You run that by me one more time.
Everyone backs away from the mic.
I know, right?
Oh, fuck. Just now we sit on time, buddy.
We're right at about an hour and 10 minutes, boys.
Okay.
What do we need to know about second pitch? Where can
How can people get a hold of you, man? How can people find you?
We are in all the HEBs in San Antonio. So
Okay.
you can go and, there we go right there.
Look at you.
Look at that. Award-winning beers. So yeah, we got 4 different beers. We actually have 5. This is not up to date. My webmaster sucks.
Better get him.
I know. That's my tomorrow goal.
There you go.
Yeah. Hometown lager, meet in the middle. It's a good IPA. Hot Wells Hefeweizen. We do it strict German style. So 100% Bavarian malts, wheat, yeast, even the water profile, same as you would get in Munich, Germany.
And it follows all the rules, right? Like it's
Yeah.
the
Yep.
purity
100%.
laws and all
Yep.
that stuff. Yeah.
Yep, you could make that in Germany. It'll be fine. Summer Lightning Ale. That is actually not a seasonal anymore. That is a flagship. Really good beer.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
And
sell
then-
the dog shit out of that beer.
Yeah, it's just good. It's a good like light beer just to drink.
I think I've had that one at your place.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
to drink.
It's my go-to when people go like, I don't know, I don't need anything heavy. Like I'm not a big beer guy or whatever. I'm like, I got you. Don't worry.
Yeah,
about it.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's our entry level beer
Cool.
that we do, and then we also do seasonals. We have the Double Problemen, which is our fall seasonal, and we're about to release our winter seasonal, which is the cacao chocolate stout.
Okay.
It has a picture of a cow doing a karate kick on it because we're classy like that. Yeah, exactly.
I like it.
Yeah, and then we're also having the Krampus coming out this Friday. I don't know if this is going to be coming out or not.
And here's a little inside baseball.
Yeah.
Tell them how you named your brewery.
Oh, okay. We're gonna get
You
into
can,
this. We're
you,
getting
can
into this
redact,
angriness.
you can redact names if you need to.
Yeah.
I'll tell you exactly who the person is.
There you go.
Fuck that person. To hell with
Attaboy.
them.
Yeah, this is actually, it's a great story.
This is
So we,
inside baseball, man.
Yeah, we opened up when we first opened. Our name was Brew Monkey Beer Company, and I named it because I used to be a brewer. I was a professional brewer in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area, for 8 years. And one of the
Dude, I got a
breweries-
cousin that's gay. Maybe I'm going to introduce you guys.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. Yeah, I probably already know him. It's fine.
Maybe.
I worked for Gordon Biersch. It was this ginormous German brewery.
Yeah.
Not the tap room or not the brew pubs, like the actual main facility.
Okay.
Like 500 barrel batches of beer and stuff like that. It's fucking insane. And it was you actually brew in a control room, so you're just like clicking buttons. So it wasn't actually brewing. It was just being computers. And when alarms would go off, it would say "Brew Monkey needed." But it was direct from Germany, and Germans didn't know how to spell monkey, so I misspelled it, and everyone fucking hated it for that reason. I thought it was fucking funny. So
Sure.
we named our brewery Brew Monkey after that, because just kind of keep it light. And we were open for 2 weeks, just coming in, just cutting our teeth, and I get a call from this fucking guy in Dripping Springs who owns Suds Monkey Brewing Company, and he said, "Hey, our names are pretty similar." And I was like, I don't think so, but
Yeah.
Whatever. Do you want to talk about it? And he was like, well, I just want to let you know that they're pretty similar. And I was like, okay, do you want to if you're worried about copyright infringement, that kind of stuff, let's sit here, talk about it, figure it out. And he was like, oh no, that should be fine. 2 days later, I get a cease and desist from him.
Yeah.
Then 2 days later, I get a lawsuit from him for that. And it was just like, what the hell? So we fought that for a little bit.
And what was there?
They're saying that they're too close.
Okay.
Brew Monkey and Suds Monkey were too close.
Okay. Here's the thing is they don't own the word monkey.
Oh, they think they do.
Right?
There's
but-
literally a
and we
bar
also-
downtown called Brass Monkey.
Yeah. But we also had a trademark. We had a trademark on Brew Monkey. They had a trademark on Suds Monkey. The U.S. government had no problem with it. But then I also found out that means fuck all in the legislative world.
Yeah.
So they were just like, yeah, we're going to sue you. And I contacted an attorney, and they was like, oh, yeah, we can fight for a little bit. And then it got to a point where they're like, look, you're going to win this fight. Fight's going to cost 6 figures.
Just not worth it.
Just not worth it. So we changed our name to Second Pitch. And a pitch, people are always like, oh, it has to do with baseball, that kind of thing.
Nope.
Doesn't. A pitch of yeast is something you pull from the bottom of the tank and you can reuse it for something new.
Yeah.
So that was us kind of being like, hey, we're taking a little bit of the new, something with the old. We're going to create and make something new. So we made Second Pitch. But I'll be damned if you look at our logo, it still has the monkey on it.
You're damn
And I
right.
said, fuck you, I'm keeping the monkey.
Hell yeah.
So that's it. That's
It's
everything.
It's a great story.
I know. So yeah, Suds Monkey and Dripping Springs. Very
fuck
litigious.
yourself.
Go fuck yourself. That's what I kind of say. I'm
Holy
like, I'll
shit!
just-
Am I?
Yeah, we
am I
already-
number 3 on the list. That's awesome.
Yeah, look at you. There he is.
Damn,
There
son.
he
That
is.
is
Yeah, and you
not.
can also-
that is
You can
not
also-
accurate at all. I have way more than 4 of your products.
You can
Really?
you can check out Battle Pub Games to try these things at 6909 North Loop 1604 East, Suite 1168 in San Antonio.
Yeah. And then
I
also,
actually
yeah, if
had
you're ever
somebody
wondering where our
call
beer
and
is,
ask if I had second pitch on draft today.
Yeah.
Called my bar to ask if whether or not I still had your stuff.
then what'd you say?
I was like, nah.
You're like, man, fuck that guy.
Nah, fuck that guy. Yeah, he's a dickhead.
I went with Suds Monkey instead.
So yeah, and then if you ever want to look at what we have, go onto our website. We have a beer locator, but you're gonna get everything at the tap room. Come to the tap room. We just expanded our tap room seating. Put another 1,000 square feet in.
Yep.
5 TVs, 6 TVs. Watch football, drink beer.
Yeah, and you're
Yeah.
located pretty close to downtown San Antonio.
Yeah, there's Thousand Oaks and Starcrest.
Yep.
Or Jones Waltz.
It's kind of middle of the city.
Yeah, a little bit of middle city, a little bit north of the airport.
Yeah.
So
If you're in San Antonio and you're familiar with where Blossom Athletic Center is, they are less than a mile from Blossom Athletic.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
and if you have kids that do soccer in the Classics Elite, we are like right by their field. That's what we get. We get a bunch of soccer parents.
You could also just Google it, you lazy fucks.
Yeah.
Also that.
Yeah. The Google machine does really well with it.
Well, Jim, thanks for hanging out, dude. We appreciate you coming through.
Thank you
appreciate
for-
the beer, dude.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting us. It's awesome.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. Big fan of the podcast. Love listening. So
Yeah.
it was really nice to be here.
As always, we always wish Scott was here because for whatever reason, it's just always a good time when Scott's around. We always say that every time he's not around. Yeah, man. But we appreciate you swinging through
Thank you.
and filling in, dude. Yeah, this was fun. And that root beer,
That's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
fucking A, man.
I know.
Like hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. If root beer wasn't such a pain in the dick to actually mass produce and put into cans and stuff like that, I
Yeah.
would do it. It's
No,
so
dude.
hard.
But I appreciate you coming out of your way and making me that crowler. That was nice.
It
No
took
problem.
me a year to convince him to let me sell that root beer.
I bet.
Yeah.
Because you're the only place that has it on tap, right?
Other than him.
Yeah.
It's him and me. We're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it was a
Don't
lot of
do it.
work.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably a lot, but no, it's fucking delicious, man. It's tip top stuff.
Fantastic.
Like, share, subscribe, guys. Smash those buttons. Do all the things. Tell your mom.
Tell your friends.
Tell your fucking mom's friends. There's this stupid podcast with 4 morons on it that occasionally say funny shit. And they need to fucking tune in. Otherwise, boys, I'm gonna raise my glass or my can rather, and I'm just gonna say thanks for being my freedom friend. Cheers.
Cool.
Salud. Like, share, subscribe, all those things. 3 little things, Jazz. They're not hard, right?
Nah,
Pretty
easy as
fucking
shit.
simple.
Yeah.
They're pretty easy to do. Why don't you hit them with the first one?
Smoke on?
John?
He said drink on.
Why is it always your mic?
We'll figure that out. Let's
And
sign it off,
goddamn
boys.
it, kids. Freedom to fuck on. Later.